Hello and welcome back. Long time no make a video, but I saw somebody who was making layered designs, and they were disappointed in the fact that some of the colors didn't show through their cuts. And I advised them of a simple method that I use to see what it is I'm going to make before I make it. And this is mainly for people who don't have Photoshop. I do, but with Lightburn, it helps me see what area is going to cut out, what it's going to look like as a finished product. And here's the two examples. You've got Goku with all his hair and the nice background. Then I've made a shepherd one that the camera struggles to pick up, but also I think it's one more layer than Goku. And you can see like the N7 logo, this piece, the face, the word shepherd. So I'm going to show you how you can see in Lightburn what it's going to look like before you cut it out. So let's switch over to Lightburn real quick and let me show you. Alright, so we're in Lightburn now, and the audio didn't record, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover. Here you see me switching everything over to lines, all my different layers. And this is what you should have for when you cut your layers. I usually disable the output for all the layers but one, the one I want to cut. That way I can have them all overlapped. Here I'm showing you how to make fill actually light up and fill in the color. You check mark that setting. I'll show you. If I turn it off, the fill goes away. Turn it on, the fill comes back. So what I do is I turn all my cuts to fill as a visual representation of the layers. The downside is Lightburn doesn't have all the color scale, but at least this gives me an idea of where my designs are going to fall. And you do have to put it in the correct order, so that way all the layers show through correctly, as you've just seen. In Goku, you see me hand painting all the layers. Later on, I figured out that I could have just masked these off, sprayed them, but I ended up having the roller over the edge and found it really tough to get into the nooks and crannies and not like paint black from the edge over onto the colored area that I wanted. So what I figured out was you cut your panel, paint it, mask over it, flip it over, so that way all the edges are still exposed, but your painted part is covered. Flip it over, put it on something flat, and then spray the back black. And you can spray inside all the little edges with a good acrylic paint, a good acrylic spray paint. Rust-Oleum, Krylon, they don't like to stick to the burnt or laser cut edges. Acrylic paint, however, acrylic spray paint, doesn't seem to care. So as long as it's upside down and your painted part is perfectly painted, or taped rather, you can spray paint the black, get all inside the edges before you glue these together, and then you have nice black edges for the inside. Now I build up a frame on the outside, so that way the outer edges are covered and it's solid. But as you can see here with Shepherd, I don't know if it shows through or not, but I didn't paint the backs, and I'm kind of regretting it because they're the dark brown from the laser, and I wish I had painted it so that it was black. I had learned with another one that I made that isn't Goku or Shepherd about painting it on the backside. Once the black is dry on the back, you can flip it over, peel off your masking that's on the front, and boom, you have nice clean edges. So there you go, little tip. The Lightburn was the main one, so you can see what it is you're cutting, what it should look like, what shows through, what doesn't. So that way if you wanted more hair, or if you're making a flower or a mountain or whatever the case may be, you can go through your design while in Lightburn before you ever cut anything and, you know, cut out more areas, make them bigger, make them wider, narrow them down if they're too big. So there you go. Thanks and have a good one.